Welcome, I'm Jeanette and this is a restorative yoga practice. We're going to begin lying on our backs on a bolster. If you don't have a bolster, you can use a blanket. Roll it up nice and tight and place it under your head and spine, just the same way you would use a bolster. Make sure your hips and your bottom is on the floor. Once you lie down on your bolster, adjust yourself for comfort, moving wherever you need to move. And if your neck is feeling really unsupported, you can add a folded blanket or towel for some extra lift. Keep your knees bent and let your hands rest at your sides. Just notice your breath here. Don't control it. Just watch it flow in and out. Notice the way your breath feels as you inhale and exhale. Relax your fingers, your shoulders, and your jaw. Once your body starts to release a little bit into this pose, you can put your legs out if you want to. Just remember, if you put your legs out and it feels uncomfortable, you can always bring them back in. Let's bring a really simple breathing exercise into our supported pose. On your exhale, hum, just like a honeybee. Let your honeybee hum be as long as you can. When you run out of breath, take another. And on the exhale, hum again. Just one more. Let your breath happen naturally. Let it return to normal. Notice the effects of the humming and the breathing in your chest, your shoulders and jaw, belly. Now bend one knee, bringing one foot to the floor. Use that foot to push yourself to the side just enough to get your props out. Okay. And then come back onto your back with your knees bent. Arms out to the sides, a comfortable distance from the body, palms facing up. Continue observing your breath. Notice if there's any part of you that really wants to hold, to grip. Let it go. you might notice that you have to do that over and over with the same body part. And this is a really good opportunity for you to change the tide, to reverse the pattern of your nervous system. Bring your hands down to your sides, please. And on your inhale, bring the arms up like you're making a snow angel. Just bring them as far as you can comfortably. Sometimes the shoulders will tell you when to stop. Just listen to those messages from your body. On the exhale, the arms come back down to the sides. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. One more time. Let your arms rest at your sides, palms up or down, your choice. Take your feet wide, about as wide as your mat, and take a breath. As you exhale, let your knees both go down to the left, and inhale up to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale up to center. Continue this movement with your breath, and if you experience low back tightness or SI joint pain on a regular basis, I encourage you to challenge yourself to make this movement as slowly as possible. Noticing every tiny, minuscule sensation as you go. Settle back into center, please. And hang out in the center for one full, complete breath. Bring your breath all the way down into your pelvis. Exhale slowly. Roll over onto your side. Knees high and only slightly bent. You can lay your head rest on the floor, but if that's not comfortable for you, please use your folded towel or blanket as a pillow. Bring your arms out in front of you, palms touching each other. Take a breath, and as you exhale, reach through the top arm, turning your head down towards the floor, and on the inhale, drag your top arm up onto your chest or onto your shoulder. Lift your chest as you open into a twist. And exhale, reverse back to the starting position. Reach through the top. Inhale, open. Exhale, closed. One more time. Inhale, open. Exhale, closed. Good. Now we're going to try something a little different. Pretend you have a piece of chalk in your hand, and you're tracing an arch around yourself with that chalk. Up and over the head and around to the other side of the body. Eventually the fingers will want to come up off the floor. At that point, bend your elbow, put your hand on your shoulder. Continue the range of motion movement of your shoulder until your elbow points down at your hip, and then reverse the direction. Now, we're doing this movement so slowly that you can use multiple breaths. And on your way back down, sweep your fingertips all the way down to your knee. And if your head is on the floor, you're feeling the weight of your head pulling your neck muscles long. Inhale, trace your arch again. And if you have a lot of pliability in the tissues in your shoulder, you might actually be able to keep your fingers on the floor all the way around. And you can go ahead and do that if it feels safe. One last time. Bring your hand all the way down next to your knees. Let it rest there. Take a breath. Let it out slowly. Come onto your back. Rest on your back with your knees bent, feet flat on the floor. Take a breath. And let it go slowly. It's time to do the other side. So, roll onto your other side. Knees high, only slightly bent, both arms out in front of you. Take a big breath. As you exhale, reach. As you inhale, open into a twist, lifting your chest. Try to bring this twist into your upper back. Exhale, closed. Number 3. Now we're moving into tracing that chalk arch around the body. So inhale, trace your arch. This shoulder might be different from the last one. And if it is, that's okay. Allow your shoulder to be different in this moment. And compensate for it. Make your range of motion smaller, bend your elbow. Whatever you need to do to make this work for you to feel good. We don't want to push into areas of pain. That just increases the inflammation in your joint. So go around it. Go right up to the edge and go around. And let your hand rest on the floor right next to your knees. Take a breath. Let it out slowly. Come onto your back. Take a breath, let it out slowly. And now find your blanket or your towel or even your bolster. I personally find the bolster is a little too high for me on this one. But that's a personal choice. We're putting the prop, whatever you choose to use, under the hips. And you make it as high as you want it, as long as you're comfortable. That's the only rule, right? So take a second and feel the sensations in your sacrum as you rest your hips on a prop. And of course, if this is not feeling good, then remove the prop and do the rest of the practice with your sacrum on the floor. Okay, good. So let's stretch out the right leg. And then bring the right arm up overhead. Take a deep breath into the front of your right hip. And let it go. One more time. And bring your right hand down to your side. Bring the right foot back up onto the floor. Take a breath, and on the exhale, stretch out your left leg. And bring the left arm up overhead. Slow, soft exhale. And bring the hand down to your side, the foot back up onto the floor. And bring your feet about hip width distance apart from each other. Point your toes straight out from your hips. Okay. Lift your toes, separate them, and put them down. And feel the activation of your foot and the way your foot interacts with the floor. Bring your elbows into your sides, all the way to your waist. And point your fingertips at the ceiling with your palms facing each other. Take a breath. And as you exhale, press your elbows down into the floor. Lift your chest. Press your shoulders down into the floor. And release. Now, let's make the spine really, really long before we do that again. Shimmy your shoulders maybe just a half an inch away from your hips. And then pull the shoulders down. And you'll feel the way your low back, the bones just pull away from each other a tiny bit. We're going to do the same exact thing. Take a breath. Press your elbows and your shoulders down into the floor. Lift your chest. Allow your pelvis to passively tilt forward as you're doing this. And release. One more time. Take a breath and press your elbows and shoulders into the floor. Bring your chin down towards your collarbone. Lift your chest up. You can hold here for a few breaths, or you can come back down. You get to choose. If you're holding, feel the way your breath expands your chest in the front out to the sides. And release. Remove your prop from under your hips. Bring the hips down to the floor and rest with your legs bent. And your hands on your belly. Relax your shoulders and jaw. And feel your hands rise as you take a breath into your belly. And feel your hands come back down as you slowly exhale. And now for our last asana, we'll be doing legs up the wall. So before you get up, roll over to your side. Hang out here for one breath. And then press up. Get your blanket. Put it by the wall. If you don't have a wall, just put your legs on the couch or a chair. Bring your hip all the way up to the wall. And then lay down and put the legs up the wall. You may be content right here, or you may desire a blanket under your hips. If you want the blanket, put your feet flat against the wall, lift the hips, and put the blanket there. You can always change your mind if you decide you don't want the blanket anymore, just take it out. No big deal. Your arms can either be on your belly, on your hands, or they can be on the floor, resting palms up. Whichever feels most instinctive to you in this moment. And sometimes we even like to bring the arms all the way out into the T position. Whatever you choose to do with your arms, be content, be happy with that choice. Rest your hands, rest your jaw, and rest your belly. Let your hips go, let your toes turn out to the sides. Feel the heaviness of your legs firmly pressing the head of your femur into the hip socket deeply. Watch the breath as it easily enters and leaves your body, just like waves on the ocean. And the rise and fall of your chest and belly with every breath. Tidal pools filling with fresh, nutrient-rich water, breath, and the old water, the old breath, everything that isn't useful anymore, pulls away, pulls out with the breath. Waves lapping at the shore, unending Mother Nature's generous supply of that which you need to be supported in your life on this planet. It happens automatically in every moment without effort. You are wanted, supported, and loved on this planet, in this town, in this body. Stay where you are a few more moments and listen to the vibrations of the bell. Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Blink your eyes open a few times, taking in light and color. Let your head go side to side gently. Remove the prop from underneath you. Lie flat on the floor for a moment. And then roll over onto your side. Stay there for one breath before coming to a comfortable seated position. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. Take a breath and send your well wishes down into your core. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. May I be so full of universal love that it spills out over my edges for the benefit of other people. May the light in me shine so brightly that it gives light to the whole world. Thank you for joining yoga today, making the world a better place, starting with the inside. Namaste.